Hello. Several of you have actually asked, how do I make a contact sheet in Photoshop? I need to submit my assignment and I would like to do it using the Photoshop tool. So here's an example of an assignment, the color modifications assignment, where there were many, I think there were actually 24 different TIFF files that were being created. And what we needed to do was submit all of those TIFF files. However, I really didn't want to get 24 files submitted to Blackboard. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And so what we were doing is trying to figure out how can I efficiently submit these and put them onto pages without having to build a bunch of InDesign or Photoshop pages and make a grid and put them all on there. So using the Contact Sheet 2 program option inside Photoshop, here are the settings for that. It's written right here in the assignment, and what we're going to be doing is making 2 of the columns and 2 rows of images. We'll select which folder has our pictures in it. So to help that out, I have created this folder right here, Spark magazine covers, and I have from 2009 up to 2019 just some covers to show you what I'm going to do. In Photoshop, we don't have to have anything open, and so your images that you created in your assignment that you now want to consolidate onto 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, however many pages, we can do that right here. Photoshop, File, Automate, and then Contact Sheet. It gives us some new menu. This new menu asks, where are your images? I could select individual files, or in this case they're already in a folder. So I'm going to choose the folder that I want to use, and it's right on my desktop, Spark, and it has all of these inside. Say OK. So now from there, how large do you want these Photoshop files to be in inches? So I'm going to say 8 by 10 because I know I could then just print that out to an 8.5, 11 piece of paper and they'll fit very well. If I want to flatten all the layers, I can do that just by clicking this button. What that will mean is when it puts a picture onto your new layout that it's making in Photoshop, it's not going to keep them as separate layers. It's going to make it all one layer. Depending on what the resolution is, I can make a small file by making 72 pixels per inch, or I could keep it high resolution. And I believe that these are small images, so I'm going to make it 72, though your assignment sheet could say 300. How many what kind of a grid pattern do I want to create? I'm going to create 2 pictures across and 2 pictures down. I'm going to space them automatically, and this rotate for best fit is a wonderful function because I can now, if there's a landscape versus a portrait image, it will rotate it to fit it the best and make it as large as it can. I also want this checkbox at the bottom, file name as the caption. That means that it's going to take whatever you named your file and put it right underneath the picture. That's very helpful for when you go back and look at these images. You'll know which file is which, especially if you're doing a test like the color correction assignment. Once you've finished all of this, you're going to say OK. And Photoshop will go and it will make as many blank canvases that are 8 by 10 because I told it that's the size I wanted, and it will fill them in a grid of 2 across and 2 down. In this case, it made 3 Photoshop images, 3 files. This one has 4, 2009, 10, 11, and 12. Here we have 13, 14, 15, 16. Are you seeing a pattern? It is using alphabetical or numerical sequencing. So if you name your files in the order that you want them to show up on the sheets, it will also help you by putting them in the same order. And it looks like we have room for the 2020 that should be available by the end of the school year. Now, once I have these files, I could submit each one of these, and let's just see file info. How large is this file? I'm going to check, and currently this file is it's a 1.9 megabyte. That's not too bad. I could save this to my disk and then upload that to Blackboard. However, there are times when if you have 5 or 6 of these that you're creating, you may not want to have 6 submissions. You could make a folder, compress it, and upload that zip file. Or another option, which is what we discussed in the assignment 4A for Photoshop class, is I can save these files, save as, and I will just put this on my desktop for now. Contact sheet 3, great. I am going to save this one to my desktop, and finally save the last one to my desktop. Good. Once I have all those files saved to the desktop, I can actually create a PDF from these. To create a PDF, I'm going into my Acrobat PRO DC program. And when I'm in Acrobat Pro, you'll notice under the File menu, we have a Create function. I can create from other PDF files, from screen captures, from web pages. I can also combine files into a single PDF. I think that's what I want to do. So I'm selecting that. What files do I want to add? I want to add each one of those. I have to go to my desktop where I saved them. And what I'm going to find are the, I believe I saved them to my desktop. Let me make sure. Maybe I did not save them to the desktop. Contact sheet 2. They were, maybe they're in with my, nope. Let me find my contact sheets. So now we are going to add our files. Those contact sheet files are on my desktop. And where are they located? Here they are. Oops. Okay, if you can believe it or not, I went to add the contact sheet PSDs, and it would not allow me in an Adobe program to enter a PSD file. That's interesting, Adobe. So I went back and I saved these as JPEGs. So I have my 3 contact sheets, JPEG files that I saved out of Photoshop. I'm adding those to my layout or my PDF, and then I select the combine file. And this combine has now made a PDF, multi-page PDF, 3 pages, that I can file, save as, and I'll just put this on my desktop and call it Spark Mag Covers PDF. So now I have this file and it's available to upload to Blackboard, and it's a PDF, and it's a rather small PDF. If I believe this is a 1.6 megabyte file with all of my images placed there in Contact Sheet 2 from Photoshop, then entered into a PDF using Acrobat Pro. If you have any more questions, why don't you email me at sfuse@northshore.edu.